Hello, it's Lou Collins. Today I've got a template video for you. So this one's using a template that came in Die Cutting Essentials issue 100. So this is a stepper card. Now there's lots of different steppers around there and out there. If you want to try and generate your own one, hand make your own one, you have to work out all the measurements and everything. So a template is absolutely perfect for this, and I like the size of this one as well. It actually makes a nice compact card, not too big, not too small. Now I'm going to be using my favourite combination at the moment, and that is this gorgeous deep blue teal colour card along with this paper, and you can see I use it a lot because this is a scrap that's come from the Simply Made Crafts. This is the special day paper pack that Helen bought out just a couple of months ago, and it's this particular paper, but there are some other really beautiful papers in there too. So I'm going to be using this. Now in fact I might actually just have a look, because I've got a different colour cardstock, and this is what we do as crafters, isn't it? Oh, do you think I think that one, that slightly lighter green, actually matches a little bit better, so I'm going to do a switch around and pop that to the side and use those two. Lovely. Okay. So the first thing, as always, I need to do is I've printed my template off, so I need to stick it to my cardstock. If you don't want to stick it to your cardstock, or you don't want to print it off, you can try and use the template as a guide instead and work out the measurements yourself and such, but I definitely find this the easiest way to do it. So just using my spray adhesive, this is a repositionable one, so it will stick to the cardstock long enough for me to do the cutting and the scoring that I need to do, but then I can easily remove it nice and cleanly. So pop that down, and I'll take my trimmer. Now just the first line that you cut with your trimmer, don't butt it up against the edge, because it might not be that you've not stuck your paper down perfectly straight, and once you get one edge that's not perfectly straight, all the others are going to follow. So what I'm doing is I'm actually looking through the gap in my trimmer and lining up the first line that I'm going to cut, the bottom line there, right in the centre of that gully, okay, and like I say, not against the edge there, so that I know this is a perfectly straight line, and then I can put this line up against there, and I can now follow round and get all my right angles. It's the easiest way to make sure that you don't have any lines, because once you have one line that goes slightly off, not quite straight, if you continue going round, each line is going to get more and more at an angle. So there's my four. So that's my four outside lines. That's the card base, outer card base there. Now I've got two more cut lines, and on these templates, the solid lines are the cut lines and the dotted lines are going to be your score lines. So I'm going to pop this in, okay, making sure that my blades are out the way, and I'm just going to put this in until the line that I want to cut is down the centre here. I'm going to lift the blade up, and there you go, let's just clip it into the rail there, lift it up and put it down where I want to start cutting there. So that's in line with this dotted line, and I'm going to cut all the way along, and you can even go ever so slightly further if you're not sure, along that line. And then I want to do the same on this one again. Pull the blade out the way, get that into the centre, lift up the blade and put it down where it needs to go. With practice, you'll get this done quite quickly and easily. Now the next stage is my score lines. I can use my trimmer for this as well. I can pop my score lines into that gully, and there I use the white blade on the Creative Craft Products trimmer, and just lift it up and only press down where I need it. So there's lots of dotted lines, but you'll find if you have the card template horizontal, these should all be in line with each other. There's one through the centre here, either side, or in the middle of your two cut lines, and then there's the score line at the bottom here, and they're about an inch or so wide. But I'm not too accurate with the score lines because you don't really see them once the card's constructed. If you go over, it's fine. So we should have all our score lines and all our cut lines in there now. We can pop our trimmer to the side, and we can peel off that backing. Now you can keep that, that remains sticky, so you can keep that and use that another time if you wish. And I'm just going to fold this up. Very, very easy with stepper cards. When you look at your card, whichever way you look at it, so let's go from the front. So we've got the front towards us and the back away from us. So from the front, the first two score lines that are level with each other, just where my fingers are here, these are going to be a mountain fold, because this will be the front of our card. It will go down, up, down, up. So we're going to mountain fold these two. We're then going to concertina. So the next two folds, we're going to valley folds, which are these two. Just give them a squeeze, just a gentle squeeze for now, because you can reinforce them in a minute. And then any more you need to do, again, mountains and valleys. So just continue with those. Now, I don't think I needed to do those ones actually there. Now what you'll find in the middle here is exactly the same. If you work from the front, you go all the way up. The first one's always going to be a mountain. So that's just here. And that is the first one we've got. There we go. Okay, so pressing all that down, you can use a bone folder if you wish. And there's your stepper card. Very, very quickly and easily done. Now I accidentally folded these. I thought they were folds, score folds, and they're not, but I like to show you my happy accidents as well. But I can use that because I can then go ahead and cover that up with some paper. It's not an issue at all. So this is the cardstock, the paper that I'm going to be using. And I find the easiest way is to adhere your template, I'm going to do it this way, to your pattern paper and then cut out the mats that you need. I like to use a slight border, so I cut it just inside of the line. So I'm going to cut out these panels, these large rectangles, and this front panel here. So you can remove your templates again. If you prefer, then cut out or print out, sorry, two templates, and then you can use one for your mats and layers and one for your main card base if you wish to reuse them again. And then you should have your mats and layers perfectly for this. Now I'm going to do a nice simple finish. I'm going to put a circle sentiment on the front there using a new card making magic set. So there's the finished card. I've added in a sentiment which you'll find available on Craft Stash from the end of this week. So it's a bit of a sneaky peek. I've added some of my textures leaves here. This is from the recently launched Magnolia Drive collection. These were the Magnolia Leaf halftone stamps and dies, and I've just used the smallest die to cut out a couple of leaf sprigs and wrap them around the sentiment. The card itself, of course, stands up by itself, and what I love about a stepper card is you can, if you want to, actually use them on their side and create yourself a different shaped card base like so, which is always good fun. So there we go, a nice simple and really quite an old template there for you, but if you are new to card making, you may not have come across it before, and of course templates are the easiest way for you to get crafting straight away without measuring and such. So enjoy using this template, download it and keep it and use it as many times as you wish, and please do share your makes over in the inspiration gallery.